Hi, I'm Tony here at Martin Lynch & Sons, and quite often I'm asked, how do I get onto HF Mobile? Well, to be honest with you, it's really simple. Yes, there's not a massive amount of radios available to go HF Mobile, but there's two real winners on the market still. We're going to take a look at the ICOM 7100 and the Yaesu FT891. So starting off with the ICOM, just over here, you'll notice it comes with a separate main unit, and then you've also got a separate head unit here, and it's a nice clear display on the front, as you can see. A nice big VFO, and all of your main functions are across the front here on easy to use buttons. So you're probably thinking, well, I'm driving along, you know, that's all loose and it's a separate head unit, how am I going to mount it? Well, nice and easy. As you'll see on the bottom there, we've got the standard sort of camera tripod mounts, and I can actually make a separate suction bracket which fits onto this, so you can mount it either onto your windscreen or you can mount it straight on top of your dashboard. It comes with like a small sticker basically, so if you've got a pimply dashboard you can just pop it straight on top and use a suction mount. Okay, the other good thing with this, because it's a flat bottom and you've got some little pop outs feet on the bottom there, is I've seen a lot of guys pop it just on the center console. So they've got it stuck there, and obviously your gear stick, etc. here. Really nice, really simple to use. Good thing with this is you've got a speaker in the back of the head unit. Just turn that around for you there. So you can take your audio straight out, as you can see. And it's actually very good audio. Considering it's facing away, it's surprising how clear this audio is, especially when you're mobile. So as a radio, what's it going to offer you frequency-wise? HF 100 watts, 6 meters at 100 watts, and then lower power output on 4 meters, 2 meters and 77s. And also you'll get D-Star as well as standard, so nice digital mode. So if you do want to go back onto that local repeater and maybe work the world via digital, you know, it's not an issue with this. Or again, you can run a node inside the car, one of the zoom spots. It's not a problem. Connectivity on the back, 2 antenna sockets on the back, so you can run a separate antenna for your VHF, UHF, and one for your HF and your 6 meters, for example. Now, 4 meters, if you do want to go on to 4 meters with a 7100, we do monoband whips for 4 meters. So it's something to think about. Maybe use a duplexer and route out that way. Take a look at the Diamond duplexers and the Comet ones that we have in stock. So that's your 7100, really brief overview on that. And then we'll go over to the 891, which is, some people say, the direct replacement for the old 857, which I still operate myself, and a lot of amateurs still do because it's such a great mobile radio. Main difference really is you lose your VHF, UHF moving on to the 891. However, all is not lost. And why is it not lost? Because the old DSP on the 857 wasn't the greatest, especially when you were mobile and you were picking up interference, etc. from the car. With the 891, you actually get noise reduction, as you do with the DX3000, DX10, 101, etc. And it's superb. It is absolutely amazing. I know a lot of guys that actually use these at home because the audio is really crisp, and then the noise reduction just works. So with this, we'll take a quick look. Nice clear display again, nice monochrome screen on there. Big VFO, as you always get with the mobile transceivers. And then you've got your audio and your RF gain, etc. on here. Okay, on the top, if you can see there, you've got your band selection buttons. Also, you can change from VFO to menu, for example. You can do your splits A and B as well if need be. So if you're working the Expedition, for example, whilst you're driving, makes it nice and easy. You can keep checking the input frequency. So there we go. And fast tune button as well, so if you want to scan through the bands. Now, great thing with the 891 is, if I get it right this time, is again you've got a separate head mount, and you've got 2 ways of mounting on the back here. So again, you've got that camera style tripod mounts on the back, and they also do a YSK 891 separation kit like they did with the 857, and basically means that you can then mount that head completely separate away from the main body. Stick the main body, you know, either under the seat or in the boot, for example, or if you're in a camper van, you can put it back in the living quarters. Have the head unit mounted at the front, run the speaker wires down to the front and the microphone socket as well on an extension cable. So you can literally just have this on top, and these fit really well into one of those mobile telephone holders. So great choice if you want to go mobile and not got much space. With this one antenna socket on the back, SO239 for your HF and 6 meters. And the beauty of this and the simplicity of this one as well is the fact that you can actually run it straight with the 8S antenna, which will give you 40 meters upwards. So you've got all of the bands included in the 891 covered with the 8S antenna. Yes, it's 250 to 300 pounds, depending on if it's new or used. However, if you're going to buy loads and loads of mobile whips for each band you're going to use, it's going to cost you that sort of money. So when you look at it price-wise, it's a really good way of doing it. Just buy the 8S. It's fully automatic, which, believe me, when you're driving home on a wet autumn day or a wintry morning on the way into work, you don't want to keep getting in and out of the car to change when the bands change. So you just hit the tune button and the antenna moves up and down and adjusts for you. So you can work that band. Yes, earthing issues, and I can hear you all say it with the 8S. Just do your install properly. Either get a professional to do it or take your time and get it earthed properly, and that 8S will last forever. We've all used 8S antennas here at ML&S, including Martin. I used to have one, I think, on an old X5 when I first came to work here. Chris did as well. You would have probably heard those two working HF on the way home. So 891 and an 8S, great solution. Don't have to worry about any duplexes, etc. Now, antenna-wise, what can you do? As I said, the 8S is a great solution. That is ideally only going to work with the ASU transceiver. Can you use an automatic antenna with the ICOM? Yes, you can. You could look at something like a little Tar Heel, for example, available from our website. And main downside with running a Tar Heel, etc., with the ICOM is that you do have a little switch that you've got to use to adjust. So you've got to keep an eye on the SWR as it goes up and down and it finds resonance. However, as I said, you can use monoband whips as well. So we do a couple of different styles of monoband whips here. I'll just grab them, bear me a second. We've got our own branded Mydel whips here. As you can see, nice and simple, PL259 on the bottom. And then you've got your coil on the base as well. And then it's just a standard whip all the way through. So this one's for 20 meters, so 14 megs. Comes with the Allen key so you can adjust it for where you want to operate on the band. So ideally, if you're operating mobile, I normally used to set it up just above the DX window, basically, so you've got enough bandwidth without tuning, because obviously these don't come with a tuner. But yeah, just nice and simple. If you're constantly on 20 or 40 meters, for example, shove one of these on and away you go. Now, price-wise on these, they're not very expensive at all. They are around about 20 to 25 pounds. For the lower band, you're looking at around 30 pounds or so. If you want to go that little bit further, buy something a little bit better quality, then I suggest the diamond antennas. I'll grab one of those. So, these are the diamond antennas. And this is the 40 meter version of it. These are really nice, and the added benefit with these, so you've got PL259 and the coil again, as with the others. And you've got these lovely black flexi whips. And then once you've put this in here and fixed it with the Allen key, you're then, to change resonance, etc., is there's a little collar just on the base here. And you literally just adjust that, slide a few millimeters or centimeters to adjust where you want to be on the band, and then just tighten it up. So you don't have to keep going and finding that Allen key, which no doubt at some point you will lose over time and have to find another one in the old toolbox. So these are a great buy. Got a couple of these myself. Used to work 20 meters on the way home from the old store with the 857 in the car. And it's great. Used to call CQ, 100 watts, and working to the States quite easily on the way home. Real good fun, real good fun. Right, moving on from there. You don't want to drive and operate, but you still want to be on the air and get as many bands as possible. We've got these antennas. which are basically, they're a portable antenna, if truth be told. So again, PL259 on the bottom, matching coil there. You've got your whip on the top and an adjustment here, which you use the Allen key for to adjust for resonance. Comes with a little matching guide, and you'll see here you've got these little matching plugs, and they insert just into the antenna here. So you might remember those, there we go. So you might remember those ATX walkabout antennas, as they were called, where you just plug in for the band you wanted to select and then into the base, and that would give you the resonance on the antenna. So these are great. I wouldn't suggest driving with these. They're a little bit large for that. Obviously a bit of drag on the base will be an issue. So good thing with those, as I said, if you want to operate portable, you can pop one of those on a mag mount. Now, I don't recommend using a mag mount for HF, just down to the grounding issues. However, if you've got a large enough vehicle and you want to pop that on, it's not going to hurt, is it? Especially if you just want to have a listen. So it's a good way of doing it. But mobile, always a bit dubious. There is a story about a former employee and a mobile. and a mobile, I don't know the best way to put it. He had a bit of an issue basically when he was mobile with a mag mount. And let's just say his back screen went. So if you know who you are, and if you want to tell the story to others, feel free to. So yeah, mag mount wise, so coming to mounting the antenna, really, really easy. So basically a nice sturdy mount, so such as the Diamond K400, and these are great for, let's take that out actually for you. There we go. So these are great for hatchback or boot mounts or trunk mounting, depending on where you are. And as you can see there, the antenna mounts onto the top. You'll need one of these obviously, which is a cable assembly. Now these come in normally sort of 4 metre or 5 metre length. I quite like this one because it's got the skinny tail on it basically, so you can just shut it down into the hatchback if need be. PL259 to the back of the radio, and then you've got your mounting part. Let's take this out. As I said, mounting this is quite simple. So I've just adjusted the mount itself. We take this, pop it into there, do up the collar. Obviously we'd use a spanner, etc., to make sure that's tight on there, and then there you go. So you're ready to mount your antenna onto there. Mounting onto the actual hatchback or the boot stroke trunk mount is quite easy. Loosen these with the Allen keys. Stick that onto the back of the hatchback, and then just tighten on. So it just literally slips on. So you can imagine that being the bodywork of the car there, and that slips in. And this is on the outside. So literally that simple, and then you just run this through the length of the car. And then you're ready to go. And then obviously the good thing with that is once you've done that part of the install, is you are ready to go on VHF and UHF as well. So if you want to pop in your 2 or 70 mobile transceiver and a dual band antenna, away you go. Be nice and easy. So safety wise, is it safe to operate HF mobile nowadays? What does the law say, etc.? Best thing to do, check the rules and regulations with regards to it. Bit of a grey area. Obviously you could be done for undue care and attention. However, like I said, it's down to you how you operate, and just read up on the rules and obviously check the highway code, etc., and see where we are at the moment. There is one way to get away using a fist mic, etc., and that is with one of the safety mics that we have here. So we do these for Kenwood transceivers, for ICOM, and also for Yaesu transceivers. So they will fit either the ICOM 7100 or the 891 quite easily. And it's a boom mic, which you can then put onto your sun visor, for example. Nice little switch, which normally goes down by the gear stick, where you can just toggle your PTT on and off, and your relevant cabling, etc. So if it's under the chair, you can just run it straight in to the transceiver. No problem there. Again, these are around sort of 30 to 35 pounds, depending on the model. But great bit of kit. A little adjustment on the bass there as well for audio, so if you're picking up a lot of road noise, you can just adjust the audio levels there. And these have been around for years. There are loads of different manufacturers for these. We've always gone with the Toyacom versions because they just seem to work and they're pretty sturdy. So best way, be safe if you are operating mobile, and that's the easiest way to do it. Now, QRP mobile, is it possible? Of course it is. Of course it is. And a couple of models here that we can look at. So if we take, for example, the IC705, we've done countless videos on this radio, so I'm not going to go into all of the details. So HF, 6 meters, 2 meters, 70 sems, it's all there for you online. With this, you can run it with 12 volts. It will give you 10 watts, so it gives you a bit more of a fighting chance if you're operating HF mobile. Again, you can run B&C connection to it, so you can run adapters if need be. However, with the lower power, I'd probably say get yourself a QRAB and go straight in via the SO239 on the back. But these are great. Battery powered as well, so if you don't want to wire up to the battery, there's no need. Don't want to use a cigar lighter, doesn't matter, just use the batteries internally. Same goes for Yaesu's FT818 or the 817. Used to use one of these way back when I was first licensed, were an 817. One of these with what was the old Maldal whips that we used to sell, a 70 meter Maldal whip, and I had great fun. 5 watts, best DX around 11,000 kilometers. Just immense fun. You know, if you're going to operate QRP mobile, pick a quiet band. 40 meters was always a struggle, guaranteed a struggle. I think furthest DX on 40 mobile and 5 watts was probably Ireland. But yeah, I had great fun with it, and it was easy. It was battery operated, and you'll learn so much with your operating practice as well with it being QRP. And that stroke M always adds just that little bit of extra power to your outgoing signal, and people will listen for you. So yes, it is possible, and obviously the good thing with these, you've got your VHF and UHF if need be as well. What more can I say when it comes to mobile HF transceivers? If you don't want to buy new, then keep an eye open for the 857. Still highly recommend that as a mobile transceiver. Chemed's TS480 SAT as well, unfortunately no longer available new, but there's plenty of used examples around, and that's a great radio. Again, mounting wise, you need to look at all the different bracket assemblies in order to find somewhere to put it, and it's quite a large head unit, so if you've got a small card, probably say stick with the Yaesu route to be the best way. Other mobile HF, IC7000, amazing radio, full colour screen, becoming very difficult now to find the separation cables though. So you're going to be paying in excess of £100 probably for a separation cable if you can find one. 706 Mark II-G, original 706s, still a great radio, getting a bit long in the tooth now. So, you know, if you've got one, maybe even trade it in, and maybe, you know, look at the 7100 because they've done a great job, Icon. Anyway, hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into operating HF mobile. It's easy to do. You know, why not go out and play there? Don't stick to VHF, UHF. You know, there's nothing greater than being on the other end of a DX pile-up and hearing mobile stations calling you. And there's nothing better than operating away from your home location. It may be that you've got limited antennas, for example, you're just running a bit of wire, you know, you've made the 16,000 different wire antennas that you can do at home and you're still struggling. Go out on the road. The best DX I've ever worked has been mobile. You know, it's amazing what you can hear, and it's worth doing. What else are you doing whilst you're driving? Anyway, take care. We'll catch up with you soon. There'll be a limited number of live videos and chats this week. We will try and get on air on Saturday. Fingers crossed someone will be able to do it. If not, I may pop up myself from an alternate location. You never know, or even Martin. Take it easy, take care. Don't forget we are still looking for salespeople and engineers as well. So please send your CVs into either sales@hamradio.co.uk or to myself at tony@hamradio.co.uk. Take it easy, and thank you very much for your support this week. Bye-bye.